So, hello everybody. Welcome back to another one of my videos. Um, I decided that I need to really go hard and really go intense with teaching. So, what I have decided to do was finish my herbal alphabet with you guys. I'm sorry. I'm sitting outside, but you know, down here in Georgia, it's hot, it's muggy, and there's a lot of different bugs flying around me here and there. So, I think the last video, before I had to leave and go take care of my family, I believe the last video I stopped on the B's and the C's, I believe. But anyway, I want to give you a lot of different herbs that you can take for coughs, cramps, dandruff, diabetes, dizziness, eczema, epilepsy, for your eyes, fainting, and fever. Okay? Now, for coughs, and y'all know I just try to get right on down with it, into it, right? So, for coughs, what I have experienced is black cohosh. Now, you can take any herbs that I'm telling you guys about. If you have a sickness or illness that is on right now, let's just say if you have a bad cough right now, and it's from bronchitis or something like that, and you want it to cease fast, or you want it to calm down fast, then you would do these herbs in extracts, okay, with the little, brown bottles that you can get from Whole Foods or anything like that. Or if I have them on my website, you can get them from us. But you only use extracts if you want to, if you're having the issue right now. If you're having the issue right now and you want it to calm down fast, okay? Just like you do when you go to the over-the-counter stuff. You get a cough medicine or something because you want it to calm down right then. You want to sleep tonight. That's what a lot of us do when we're doing over-the-counter pharmaceuticals, okay? But when you're doing herbs, if you want something to calm down fast, then you will use an extract, or you can make it as a hot tea, okay? If you want it to, if you have something and you want it to, how can I say this? You want it to, not so much as, let's just say if you have already fixed whatever problem that needs to be fixed. You have already rejuvenated yourself from whatever it is. So now you want to do maintenance, okay? So when you want to do maintenance on it, you would just use raw form herbs. That means herbs in a powder form, a pill form, or make it as a tea, okay? So now let's get right down to it. The first one I have is coughs. So for coughs, what I have found out over the years, and I have tons and tons of notes. So I'm going off of my notes and my experiences over the years with clients, customers, friends, family, things like that. So for coughs, black cohosh, coat's foot, comfrey, flaxseed, ginseng, golden seal, hyssop, lungwort, myrrh, and red sage. That's for coughs, okay? And please, it's too much for me to put in the description box because it's a lot. So the only thing I can tell you is to go back and rewind this video and get down everything. I tried to put things in the description box, but if it's a lot, you guys are just going to have to keep your pen and your paper and keep going back and jotting it down, okay? For cramps, bayberry, blue cohosh. Blue cohosh is really good. That's my favorite. Coral, fennel, motherwort, suavine, thyme, and that's about it. Those are my favorites. I have more, but those are my favorites. For dandruff, aloe vera, the aloe vera plant, burdock root, Indian hemp, rosemary, or sage. Now, what I would suggest if you have dandruff, the way you incorporate this, you would put the aloe vera plant directly on the scalp. I mean the plant. The plant, okay? I have a few in the house, but the aloe vera plant, you get it, you cut it open, and you take that, the salve and the medicine from the aloe vera plant, and you actually rub it all in your scalp, let it sit, and then you go and shampoo your hair, okay? It's not the perfect smell, but that's okay. Also for dandruff, burdock root, Indian hemp, rosemary, and sage. Now, what I would also do, I would get some olive oil, and I would put probably about 15 drops of rosemary oil in your olive oil, and you can use that also as to help you with your dandruff. And let's get into diabetes. Bilberry, blue cohosh, Gymnema, which is Jymnema, periwinkle, raspberry leaves, and saw palmetto, SAWPALMETTO. Those are all the herbs for diabetes. Dizziness. If you're having dizziness from high blood pressure or something like that, catnip, peppermint, rue, which is RUE, hops, which is HOPS, what else? Fenugreek, garlic, and yellow dock. Those are all good for dizziness. Now, what I have found out with the dizziness, when you take and if it's for dizziness, I would do extracts. Because you want the dizziness to stop. But once the dizziness has stopped and you have rejuvenated yourself from the dizziness, then you would want to do these in a raw form herb on a daily basis, just to for your maintenance, okay? Eczema. I would suggest putting these herbs in a powder form or an extract form in shea butter to combat your eczema, which would be balomy, BALOMY, bloodroot, calendula, chickweed, dandelion, golden seal, nettle, plantain, prime rose, and yellow dock. All together. Yellow dock. All together with a little bit of olive oil. That is to fight eczema externally. Now, when you want to get into eczema internally, because you can't fight eczema externally and just kill it on the outside of your skin, and the reason that it keeps coming back is because you're not killing it internally and you're eating yeastful foods, okay? Which is a lot of meats. For your protein, you're eating a lot of meats. You're probably doing a lot of refined sugar and a lot of processed food. So that is going to bring yeast to the body, which is going to embed itself in the belly and then come out through the skin and the pores and the bowels and the blood, and it builds up what you call eczema. Okay, so now let's get into epilepsy. Now with epilepsy, my favorite is frankincense. Frankincense oil on the bottom of your feet, behind your ears, on your wrists, and underneath your nose. You should also spray frankincense around your house. You should use frankincense also in your rinse cycle, of your clothing when you're washing it. You should use frankincense incense. Anything frankincense calms the nervous system down. It even helps with anxiety. It helps with fainting spells. It helps with epilepsy. Frankincense oil. Okay. Also for epilepsy, black cohosh, elder, ladies slipper, lady slipper. That's a herb. Mistletoe, skullcap, valerian root, and vervain. Now, I would suggest all of these for epilepsy. I would do these in an extract all the time, all the time. Okay, and follow the directions on the bottle. If you get them from us, follow the directions on our website. For your eyes, when you're having like deep issues with your eyes, like me, I wear my glasses because it's hard for me to read small letters. Okay. But for your eyes, if you've had operations on your eyes, cataracts, things like that, bilberry, chamomile, chickweed, eye bright, golden seal, hyssop, rosemary, slippery elm, squaw vine. Those are herbs for your eyes. Okay. Once again, fainting. Fainting. African bird pepper, cayenne pepper, lavender, motherwort, or peppermint. I suggest use all of them here and there, okay? And see which ones with all the herbs that I've mentioned for all ailments, try one, see how that works out. If that don't work out, try another one. You want to go back and forth to see which one works for you. Because, like, for instance, for myself, when I used to have dandruff badly, burdock root didn't help. Indian hemp didn't work for me. But the aloe vera, the burdock root, and the rosemary worked. What I did was I put the aloe vera on my scalp. I took burdock root extracts on a daily, and I mixed the rosemary in with my my aloe vera and grapeseed oil and coconut oil. But with my granddaughter, none of that worked. What worked for my granddaughter was only rosemary oil. That's it. So it all depends. Now for fevers, we got a season coming up. We're going to start getting fevers, okay? Angelica root, bitter root, borage, catnip, cat's claw, cayenne pepper, cleavers, dandelion, echinacea, feverfew, hyssop, Indian hemp, lily of the valley, that's a good one, nettle, parsley, sage, sarsaparilla root, shepherd's purse, valerian, vervain, willow, wintergreen, and yarrow for fevers, okay? Now, let's get into one more, gallstones. When you have gallstones, you want to do extracts. Once again, it gets into your system within 15 seconds. So you want to start getting rid of those gallstones. Bitter root, Cascara Sagrada. I suggest Cascara Sagrada because a lot of times when women have gallstones, it's simply because, once again, of the food that we're eating, foods that cause yeast, foods that cause bacteria, foods that refine sugars, foods that causes worms in our colon. So a lot of times when you cleanse the gut and you cleanse the colon and you cleanse the intestinal tract, you can get rid of gallstones in some cases. So Cascara Sagrada, I truly suggest that 3 pills every night in a warm glass of water with 1 full lemon squeezed in it, and a little bit, probably about a tablespoon of raw, unfiltered olive oil. Sorry, these bugs. and drink that every night for your gallstones. Chamomile. You want chamomile tea or chamomile capsules or chamomile extract, however you can get it, because you want to calm your nervous system down. Okay, you want to be calm so that you can pass these gallstones. Okay, that's very important, and you want to be able to sleep at night without a lot of pain. Also, cherry bark is great. Parsley, turkey rhubarb, RHUBARB, rhubarb. Let's say you had gangrene before. We're talking about gangrene now. If you had gangrene, a lot of times, let's just say if you've had gangrene in your toes and you had to get all your toes cut off. And I'm speaking on some family personal experience. More than likely, if that baby toe had gangrene and it had to be cut off, it's going to send it through all the toes and possibly your next foot, possibly your whole leg. If you should run into the problem that you have had gangrene or know someone, you should really be detoxing the blood on a daily basis with garlic. Also, chamomile, comfrey, echinacea, hemlock, HEMLOCK, myrrh, willow. All of these you should be taking in an extract here and there. A lot of people are complaining to me about gas. The only reason that we have gas is because gas is a type of constipation. Let's get that understood. If you're having excessive gas, that means that's a type of constipation, okay? Meaning that constipation has all different types of little domino effects. Now, the reason that we're gassy is because you have your bowels. Let's just say if this was your bowels, okay? You have bowels right here. Then you have gas. Then you have bowels, gas, bowels, gas, bowels, gas, bowels, gas. And the reason that it's like that, this is why you fart so much. Because that's a type of constipation, because you have so much air and gas in between your stools, your bowels, inside your colon. So if you notice that a lot of times we start passing gas, but we can't use the bathroom because you have bowels, gas, bowels, gas, bowels, gas. So this is what all the farting comes from, because that's how it's set up in your colon. Okay? If you could do an x-ray on your colon, you would see bowels, and it's going to look clear. Then you're going to see bowels, then it's going to look clear. That's all gas. But that leads up to a improper diet. That's what gas comes from. Improper diet or improper food combinations. I'll give you an example of a food combination. Something that we all grew up on. We all grew up on, at least I'm quite sure a lot of people listening grew up on this. Mashed potatoes, gravy, and some type of meat on the side. So you have protein and starch. Protein and starch can never digest together. What happens inside of the belly, we have different enzymes that's on the inside of our belly that digest certain food together and that digest certain food alone, okay? So you have a starch and you have a animal protein. The animal protein will never digest with the starch, okay? It will never digest with the starch. Yeah, did I say that right? Animal protein and a starchy vegetable. Okay, so what's going to happen is the starchy vegetable will turn into sugar. Okay, it can turn into sugar. Yes, it can. Depending on your pancreas. If you have a healthy pancreas, you shouldn't have nothing to worry about. But if you put that starchy vegetable with that animal protein, your pancreas cannot work that. That is not a food combination that should go together. I don't eat meat, but if I did, I would not eat animal protein with a starchy vegetable. You don't eat chicken and rice together. I know I grew up like that. That's how I was raised. Chicken and rice, steak, gravy, and potatoes, things like that. But This is the reason why a lot of us are so messed up now, because of the plates of food that we were fed when we were children, okay? So a lot of times that can constipate you. Like, a lot of people think when they make their smoothies, it's okay to make a banana and strawberries in your banana, strawberries, and some type of leafy green vegetable. You will be farting all day. Your pancreas can't handle that. Your liver can't handle that. Your stomach enzymes definitely can't handle that, because you're putting a sweet fruit with a citrus fruit. It does not go together. You do green leafy vegetables with green leafy vegetables. You do fruit with fruit. You do citrus fruit with citrus fruit. Sweet fruit with sweet fruit. That's how you do. That's how you should eat on a daily basis. So what happens is you build up gas inside the belly. You get bloated. You're very uncomfortable. And then another thing, it bothers your serotonin in the brain at night, because if you're gassy and bloated, you can't sleep. So let me give you something for the gas, which is a type of constipation, which is my favorites is bay leaves, bitter root, Cascara Sagrada, African bird pepper, chamomile, ginseng, golden seal, hyssop, red sage, and senna. Now, what I do 3 cascaras. I'm going to tell you what you can do. It's so many ways to handle gassy and constipation, but you can do Cascara Sagrada. I would set 3 before bed, with a little bit of warm water with lemon and a dash of African bird pepper or cayenne pepper. Drink that down. You want to do that for about 5 or 7 nights. You're going to get rid of the gas. But listen, you cannot go back to eating the same way that caused you to be gassy, with the fermented foods, the yeastful foods, the gassy foods, the processed foods, the protein, meat protein. You can't go back eating that way. It just doesn't make sense. Let's talk about itching and burning genitals. Let's just say if you're itching and burning from a yeast infection. If you're itching and burning from a yeast infection, you want to do probably 2 ounces of water, distilled water. Put it in a spray bottle. 2 ounces of water with 2 capfuls of peroxide. Shake it up, put it in a spray bottle, spray your vagina, at the bottom of your vagina, maybe twice a day, okay? The vaginal area, okay? That's going to take care of your itching and your burning irritations. Now, for the reason that you're itching and burning, I don't know for everybody, but many, many years ago, when I used to have a lot of yeast infections, this was my go-to. I would do a garlic clove, and you punch holes in it with the fork, and you cut each end off. You insert that in the vaginal area, and that is going to be the yeast is going to be a magnet. Well, it's going to magnetize itself to the garlic. You want to do that for 3 nights in a row. So now you're handling it on the inside of the yoni area, the vaginal area. But you're also using the peroxide remedy with the water, 2 ounces of water, okay? I said 2 ounces of water, 2 capfuls, small capfuls of peroxide in the water. Shake it up, spray. That's for your itching and your burning. Also, you want to also handle yeast on the inside. So what you want to do, you want to also cut that garlic up in 4 pieces, and you want to swallow it as a pill form to also handle the yeast on the inside of the body, okay? See, a lot of times when we go to the doctor, they give us this old white cream to put up in us that causes all sorts of wreckness inside the vagina, okay? Wreckness, just plain foolishness and wreckness. And then you go back to eating the same old way, and 6 months later you back with BV or yeast again. And this also handles BV. It's just nonsense, okay? They never tell us how to eat correctly. They never tell us to stop doing what we were doing to get BV or to get the yeast infection. They never tell you that. They just keep throwing that white stuff on you. Put it in the vagina. More. Put it in. Put more in. Then they'll give you some stupid pill to take, and it causes all kind of recklessness in the body. But that's how you handle BV and yeast, okay? And for burning genitals, okay? Let's just, I want to talk about goiters. Goiters, what I have found out is you can use bayberry bark, echinacea, sea moss, and white oak bark. That's for your goiter, okay? Now let's just now talk about, I'm going in alphabetical order. Let's talk about gonorrhea, which we don't even hear about gonorrhea no more. But if you run across gonorrhea, I got something for you. Just if you run across it, okay? If. It's called bitter. These are the herbs: bittersweet root, black willow, bloodroot, cleavers, golden seal, hopes, juniper berries, parsley, red root, rock rose, squaw vine, uva ursi, and wintergreen. That's the gonorrhea. I would suggest you use all those in the extract, ladies, gentlemen. Let's get on halitosis. Halitosis ain't nothing but bad, stinky breath that's coming from the gut. What happens is with halitosis, it comes from your colon up through your body, through your mouth. You just need to clean yourself out, and I'm going to tell you what it is. Cascara Sagrada, and I want you to do all these together. I'm going to give you something for this. Cascara Sagrada, echinacea, golden seal, henna, myrrh, and rosemary. The Cascara Sagrada, you want to take 4 of them at night before you go to bed, because you got to get that colon cleaned out. You got to get the bacteria out and the yeast out that's causing you to have such a bad breath. The echinacea and the golden seal, you want to get that in the extract, and you want to put that probably in, I would say, 1 ounce of water. You want to do 10 drops of echinacea, 10 drops of golden seal. Put that in that water, swish that around. Also, you can get the echinacea and the golden seal, and myrrh. Echinacea, golden seal, and myrrh. Get it in a powder form, and you want to brush your teeth with that, okay? So we have handled it in the gut, and we have handled it inside the mouth. Now you need to chew garlic. Well, you don't have to chew it. Just cut it up in peel form and swallow that. That's like an antibiotic for the colon, because you have bacteria and worms on the inside of your colon that's causing the bacteria to become stinky and come up out of your mouth, which causes halitosis. Let's talk about the heart. If you have had any issues with your heart, I would suggest only one of these to keep the blood valves open, to keep the blood circulating. I would suggest angelica root, blood root, only one of these. Angelica root, blood root, borage, cayenne pepper, golden seal, hawthorn berry, holy thistle, mistletoe, mother root, peppermint, skull cap, valerian root, vervain root, or just vervain. One of those, just to maintain a good, healthy heart. Okay? And that's about it for that one. And I will come back on the next video, and we're going to talk about inflammation and heart, hemorrhoids, all that stuff, okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. And yeah, share again, okay? Talk to you later. Peace and blessings.